Alright, Karina baby, for November the 7th. Today's actually the 8th, but I owe you a book from the 7th because I went down to help out my friend. Um, we spent the weekend together. My girlfriend Rachel, who actually you've met, you know her daughters too, you've met them. They went to a birthday party and we went to this place called Diggers that I actually want to take you to when I get you back. It's this really neat, like, excavating play place. And you get to work on an excavator, you get to drive in a skid steer, you get to um, ride around in circles on an excavator. They have an excavator that it's called Spin and Dip, and you ride around in circles on it. And then there's another one that you just go in little circles. And then there's a climbing wall, there's a play area, there's all kinds of things there. And I'd love to take you to it because I think that you'd like it. So, when I get you back, I want to take you to a lot of places, actually. I want to take you to Kalahari. It's an indoor water park. I want to take you to Camel Beach. It's an indoor water park as well as an outdoor water park. Right now, the indoor water park is the only thing that's open. I want to take you to Hershey Park. I want to take you... You've been to Hershey with me. But I'd love to take you back to Hershey Park. I just want to take you everywhere. Everywhere and anywhere you want to go. I want you to be able to just live your life, baby. Alright, so today's story for the 7th is Andy the Snake. When he's awake, Andy the Snake is all bumps and boggles because he indulges in buckets of mousses, hot dogs and juices, spaghettis and sauce, a cow and a horse, sugary pancakes, french fries, and steaks, and just for luck, a hen and a duck. Make no mistake, you greedy old snake, you'll end up with a tummy ache. Let's look at this snake. What do you think? It's the green one with all that stuff in their belly. Look at that. Want to go back through what he's eating? Alright, let's see if we could see it in him. So, when he's awake, so only when he's awake, Andy the Snake is all bumps and boggles because he indulges in buckets of mousses, hot dogs and juices, spaghettis and sauces, a cow and a horse, sugary pancakes, french fries and steaks, and just for luck, a hen and a duck. Make no mistake, you greedy old snake, you'll end up with a tummy ache. Oh my, right? Oh my. Alright, so let's do our next storybook, which I believe is actually Little Lisa. Alright, so Little Lisa. Let's find out what this storybook's about. Got a bear in it. Once upon a time, there was a little girl whose name was Lisa. She lived with her father and her mother in a little red house in Dracula, Sweden. Little Lisa's mama made her a beautiful orange-colored dress. With it, she wore a red striped apron, a little red hood, and a blue scarf. Her papa brought her a pair of red shoes and a most beautiful parasol to go with the dress. How lovely little Lisa looked with all her new things. I am the prettiest girl in all of Sweden, thought little Lisa. One day Lisa's mama said, "Put on your pretty dress and your new pretty shoes, for today you are going to visit your grandmother. I have baked this cake for her. Follow the main road straight through the forest, and you will soon be there." Little Lisa was delighted. She clapped her hands in joy, for wasn't she going all alone to visit her grandmother who lived far away in the big forest? She might even stay overnight with Granny, who told such wonderful fairy tales. So Lisa promised to be careful, to follow the main road, and kissed her mama goodbye. With her basket on her arm, she started off. It was cool and pleasant in the forest, and little Lisa enjoyed listening to the songs of the birds. After she had been walking a while, she saw some wild strawberries growing by the riverside. How delicious! I am so thirsty, said little Lisa, as she stooped to pick them up. So I guess she's stooping down. How wonderful they taste! As she ate and ate, on and on she went. The further she went, the bigger and the redder were the strawberries. Soon she was deep in the woods. Too late she remembered that she was promised her mother not to leave the road. Whatever shall I do?" cried the frightened little girl. Just then she heard a deep growl and looked up, saw a great big bear walking towards her. "Grrr, grrr, grrr, I am going to eat you," said the bear. "Oh, please don't, dear Uncle Bear," begged little Lisa. "I will greatly give you my beautiful red striped apron and my blue scarf if you will only let me go." "Very well," said the bear. "If you will give me your apron and your blue scarf, I won't eat you." So little Lisa and the big bear so little Lisa gave the big bear her red striped apron and her blue scarf, and the bear trotted along, singing to himself, "Now I am the prettiest bear in the whole forest. Now I am the prettiest bear in the whole forest." Poor little Lisa, her tears fell fast, and there were so many trees, she didn't know which way to turn. All of a sudden she heard a terrible howl, and there right in front of her stood a big wolf, smacking his lips greedily. "Ha, ha, ha, ha! I am going to eat you," said the wolf. "Please, oh please don't, dear Uncle Gray," said little Lisa. "I will give you my beautiful orange dress if you will only let me go." "But the dress is too small for me," answered the wolf. "Perhaps you can use it for a headdress," said little Lisa. "That is not a bad idea," said the wolf, and he put it on his head, and walking proudly away, he said to himself, "Now I'm the most beautiful wolf in the whole big forest." Little Lisa continued on her way. "If I can only find my way home, I won't mind," she sighed. But once again she heard a strange noise, and this time it was a big red fox that stood right in front of her. "Ah, what a fine meal! Don't move, for I am going to eat you," said the fox. "No, please don't, dear Mr. Fox," said little Lisa. "I will gladly give you my beautiful blue parasol if you will only let me go." "Well," said the fox, "that is a pretty blue parasol. Give it to me and I will let you go." So little Lisa gave him her beautiful blue parasol, and Mr. Fox ran happily away, saying to himself, "I am now the finest fox in the whole big forest." Poor little Lisa, how she cried! All she had left was her little red hood and her pretty red shoes. She had given away all of her other things. She had even lost her basket. She must have forgotten to pick it up when the bear frightened her. As the shadows grew darker and darker in the big black forest, she tried hard to be brave and to keep on walking. The stars twinkled brightly in the black sky, while the old man in the moon smiled kindly down on her. Tired out, she sat down on the big stone to rest. She thought of all the beautiful clothes she had to give away. She thought of her mother at home in the cozy cottage. She thought of her grandmama watching and waiting for her to come. And there she was, lost in the great big forest. Poor little Lisa, how she cried. Suddenly she heard a little noise near her say, "Why are you crying, girl?" There, close to her feet, sat a cunning little rabbit. "If you don't answer me," said the rabbit, flapping his long pink ears, "I must run away, for I am hungry." Oh, for I am in a hurry. Ha! What nice shoes you have. Would you give them to me to help me run faster? Take them, my dear bunny, said little Lisa. All my other beautiful clothes are now gone, so I won't need the shoes. Take them and put them on your hind feet. And she gave Mr. Bunny her pretty little red shoes. Many thanks, said the rabbit, as he put on the red shoes. You are certainly a very nice little girl. And because you are such a good little girl, you may get onto my back, and you will see how fast we can travel. So little Lisa climbed on the back, and away they went like the wind. You can be sure little Lisa held on tight. She didn't want to fall off. Look at little Lisa is now naked in the forest. Probably cold, tired, hungry. Because look at her bear. Her bear has her apron and her pretty little scarf that kept her warm. And she had to give everything away. She lost everything. Little fox is using her nice little dress that keeps her warm as a headdress, right? People go through trials and tribulations, baby. They do. Now she's alone, naked, with a bunny. Hopefully the bunny is going to get her out, right? As they galloped happily along, in silence of the deep forest was broken by a terrible noise. Oh, cried little Lisa, I think that must be the bear, the wolf, and the fox, who are coming to eat me up. Hurry, hurry. Don't be afraid, little Lisa, said the rabbit. If you hold on tight, nobody can catch us. I can run faster than anyone in the whole forest. But first, let's look and make sure just what it is all about, said the little rabbit. So saying, they hid behind a big tree. Little Lisa peeped out. And what do you think she saw? What do you think she saw? There stood the bear, the fox, and the wolf. Right? She was right. It was all three of them. Quarreling as to which of them was the most beautiful animal in the whole forest. Fiercely and loudly they argued. In their anger, they tore off their clothes in order to be better able to fight. Mr. Fox, who was very clever, started to run round and round the big tree. Mr. Bear and Mr. Wolf followed. Mr. Bear grabbed hold of Mr. Fox's tail, and Mr. Fox took hold of Mr. Wolf's tail, and Mr. Wolf in turn took hold of Mr. Bear's little short tail. And so round and round, the faster and faster they went, the three. But while they were chasing one another in this way, little Lisa sneaked up and grabbed all of her clothes. If you don't want my beautiful clothes, I might as well take them back, she said. But the bear, the wolf, and the fox were too busy growling at each other to notice her. They became more and more angry. Brr, brr, growl, growl, grrr, grrr. Faster and faster they ran. And they ran so fast that little Lisa could hardly see them. They had no time to look around. Quickly, little Lisa put on her clothes and took her parasol, ran into Mr. Bunny, who was waiting for her behind the tree. I think we'd better hurry away before they see us, said little Lisa, and she climbed up on the back of Mr. Bunny. If you run straight home to Mother and Father, I will give you some hot waffles and jam, she said coaxingly. That sounds good to me, said Mr. Bunny, running faster than ever. It wasn't long before they arrived home. You can imagine how surprised little Lisa's mama was when she caught sight of her little daughter running on Mr. Bunny's back. And she was even more surprised when little Lisa told her all that had happened to her in the big forest. You see what happens when you don't obey. You shouldn't have left the main road, little Lisa said her mother. But because she was so happy to see her home again, she forgave her and said, let's have a party to celebrate your safe return. And as long as you have promised Mr. Bunny's waffles and jams, I think we might make it a real waffle party. And so she lighted the stove and Soon the smell of delicious waffles filled the house. She made piles and piles of them, and they were ready. And when they were ready, little Lisa and father and mother and the friendly little Mr. Bunny sat down to supper. How wonderful they tasted, and how they ate and ate. To tell you the truth, Mr. Bunny ate 59 waffles. Lisa's mama ate 70. Her father ate 82. And as for little Lisa, she was so very, very hungry that she ate 133 waffles. Can you believe it? There you go. There's the story of little Lisa. I've never heard that one before, but it's awfully cute. Look at little Lisa standing there in her pretty little dress. My baby, you love dresses. You do. You love dresses. You love dress up. You love to play in dresses. You love to wear costumes. You love, love, love to just be a little girl. And that's absolutely, you hate to be dirty, and I love that. You don't like your hands dirty. You don't like your body dirty. Mom was like that too. I don't like to be dirty. I hate to be dirty too. I don't know why. Like, I have to take a shower every day, or else like I don't feel right. You know, I don't like to be dirty. I really don't. I do a lot of things throughout the day, just like you do. But at the end of the day, it's the end of the day. Mama likes to take a shower and just, yeah. So. I love you, and I miss you, and I can't wait to see you. I really can't wait to see you, my baby. So we sit and watch the rain as it falls from the sky, and we are glad to be inside where it is warm and dry. Oh yes, I do love the rain. It keeps the earth so clean and helps the pretty flowers grow from the mountains to the streams. Oh, the grand old Duke of York has 10,000 men. He marched them up to the top of the hill, and then he marched them down again. And when they were up, they were up. Then when they were down, they were down. And when they were only halfway up, they were neither up nor down. Oh, say, oh, playmate, come out and play with me. And bring your dollies 3, climb up my apple tree, shove down my rainbow, slide down my cellar door, and we'll be jolly friends forevermore, more. It was a sunny day. She could not go out to play. She said with tearful eyes, my dolly's got the flu. Boo hoo 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 hoo. I ain't got no rainbow. I ain't got no cellar door, but we'll be jolly friends forevermore, more. Alright, Karina, we're going to do Lila Tove with you. Lila Tove, and good night to you. Lila Tove, may your dreams come true. We sing Lila Tove, may Israel protect you throughout the night until we reach the morning light. I love you, I miss you, and I can't wait to see you, my angel. I hope that you have a good night. Like Papa always used to say, Mama's Papa's sun, Papa's my moon, and you are quite literally our rainbow baby. We love you. I love you. I love you, my baby. I'm going to be right back in a little bit anyway. I'm just going to do another story time day, because today is actually the 8th, and I read you the 7th, so I need to read you the 8th, and I'm going to upload them tonight after midnight, because that's when my turn is to use the internet to upload things. So, I miss you, though. I can't wait to see you Thursday. I can't wait to see you. I love you, honey.